Alright, so it's 8 o'clock. We are on the way to the preserve, and I'm not too upset that some shit popped up, because it did delay us a little bit. It's not as sunny. Honestly, it's not sunny at all. It's very heavy overcast in Dallas here today, so it's gonna change the perspective, honestly, of the video, kinda. I mean, I can make it warmer in post. But yeah, it's looking like I might not get those coming out of the sun shots that I wanted. I'm hoping, like I said, I'm still planning to spend about an hour and a half. I'm hoping as we get a little closer to 10, maybe right before I'm about to leave, because I'll get there like 8:30. These clouds might clear up a little bit, and I might can, give me some sun for one shot. But other than that, we're gonna have a good shoot. We're gonna create what we can, and yeah, I'll show y'all the sky and stuff. So, not the best day for shine water, but we'll do what we can. It's a Spec ad. Might shoot for that shot another day, honestly. That's the benefit of doing this. Having full creative control. I can, throw that shot in a little later if I need to. It's not really a deadline on this project, but I am urging myself and pushing myself to create and release more of the things that I record. Alright, man, so we out here on the trail, getting a couple shots. Looking amazing. Yeah, man, just gonna walk the trail. I'm about to switch lenses. I've been getting some with the 50. I'm about to switch to this wide and get a couple, hopefully get a little more people. All right, man, we're done with the trail. Solid, it's 11, so solid hour and a half, almost 2 hours, really. We got good shots, man. I think it's gonna be enough for a quick little 10-15 second video. And we'll see, you know what I'm saying? We're still gonna do the in-studio shoot, and we should have at least 2 solid, pieces of content. Hope you guys found some insight in the preliminary, kind of the way I was thinking, setting up some of my shots. Now we're gonna kind of cut into, this is more live in of me editing. First thing first, I am working in DaVinci Resolve. So that is my editing software of choice. Now, I used to be a Premiere Pro guy, which, I mean, I still use Adobe software, and I still use Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign for a lot of my other projects. I kind of just got tired of Premiere crashing on me. Truthfully, I was working on a big project for Nike, this Nike project that I had, and Premiere just crashed on me, man, one night, and I was just over it. DaVinci was free, so I was like, you know what, let me just give DaVinci a try. And yeah, I kind of stuck there, and it's been like that ever since. As you guys can see, I've already put my footage on this timeline. If anybody would like, to see how I've kind of learned my way through DaVinci, or any things that I'm currently learning, I'm always trying to learn new things about everything that I'm doing. Feel free to let me know in the comments, and hold me accountable. I get to teaching. That's what I'm trying to do here, and I teach what I can. So yeah, so I got all of my footage here, and so give you a quick little scrub through. I didn't do a lot. Looking back, I wish I would have did a better kind of walk into the trail, but I think I can get that done. And then, as you guys can see, this was the results from the cam setup. So here was kind of what I actually ended up doing. So we got the tube, the plastic tube with, this is like a popcorn cup or whatever, and then some tape. And so got that. And these are pretty much the shots from that. These are some other shots. So the first things, aside from dropping my stuff in here, I try to practice working in timeline. So as you can see, I got my first rough cut. The second one is the draft and sound effects. Then we got a final, and we got a vertical format version, which I will ideally take the final timeline, copy that over to the vertical, and then make adjustments for center focus, or things of that nature. So first thing we're gonna do in this rough cut is we're gonna go through and basically get rid of all the trash shots. That way we're not dealing with huge amounts of footage. We'll keep this. This is a little too dark, so maybe we go back also, because the good thing about Spec ads, but something that you have to definitely consider is, although it's your creative decision making, ideally the goal is to be paid to do this type of work. And so things being done like that, we have to, or should at least still consider the brand's current look. Shine Water, I did a little research on them, and a lot of their videos are bright. Even the brand itself has your full needs of vitamin D. So they like to say sunshine in a bottle. And so just from a branding standpoint, we don't want to use dark footage for a bright and airy brand. So knowing that, that's a big reason why I try and remember to go through and cut my scenes, because again, this is something that I can cut out early, make a creative decision on, and I won't be doing this once I get into the mud. So once I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, right? Copy everything. And I'm going to go to my next time. I'm going to paste it. And so the reason I'm doing that is that way I kind of have a record of each edit, or the different levels of edits that I'm doing. I can always go back after I do this draft, because in this draft and sound effects, and yeah, draft and sound effects, this is where I'm going to start implementing storyline. So some of these videos or some of this footage will get trashed altogether. But say if this was a client and they say, oh, well, what about that one shot that we did where the sun was peeking over the back of the can, and whatever, and they really want that, and that was a clean shot. It was decent. There was nothing wrong with the shot itself. It just, to us in the editing process, it didn't make sense to go in. We can just simply go back to the rough cut timeline, and pull that same shot, and then go back into our draft or ideally this is where we do this in the draft. The final will be probably where we add graphics or the real detailed things. Um, but yeah, and you can easily do that. So that's a practice that I picked up. Saw somebody on YouTube. I have to remember who it is. Um, so with the sound effects, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of listen through the footage and see if there's anything that, which there will be more than likely, especially when you're filming live on set or on site somewhere. There's going to be ambient noise. There's going to be things that uh, audibly place you in this environment. So I'm going to listen through for some of those because essentially this ad is going to be, no more than 30 seconds, 45, at least probably 30, no more than 45 a minute, just because of the way I shot it. That's the thought process that I was going into it with. And I think that's what makes sense for this type of brand. From what I'm seeing, they're still young. They don't have full-fledged commercials. There's only, I think, 6 videos on their YouTube, 8 subscribers. They have an Instagram, but it's heavy on photos. They're just kind of starting to get into reels and visual content. So to pique their interest, I want to do something short, something that they could use as quick engagement for potential customers. And then that way, ideally, they would see the work that we can do, have faith, and then we build a bigger brand story, a bigger. Okay, and again, this is going to be ambient, so it's going to be in the background of the music that we select, any other sound effects for text, emphasis, things of that nature. This is going to be third, fourth fiddle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlink these clips. I'm going to wait for it to not spin. Select my audio track, give it a clip, listen through again. All right, so right back in it, man. We got our songs dropped in here. I actually had found one more prior to recording, so drop that one in there as well. But went to their website, and these are the big topics or the big marketing or branding focuses that they have around the product. So we want to use this, and yep, let's just hop in and see which one of these songs fits a little bit better with some of the footage. So for me, right now, it's gonna be between this first one and this last one. The other two, a little too slow for me. Let's see. See, sometimes they, they're slow. This is why it's good to actually listen to them. And progress music, we're going to chop this up a little bit more and get a story form. quick little playthrough on this rough draft in, and then the next thing you guys will be seeing is the full final version. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. Yeah. So and that's a nice little rough draft. You guys got the idea. I'll go through, clean it up to where I will present it. And then the next thing you guys are gonna see is this. Peace.